bowl is getting loaded at the moment. I'm gonna probably go off screen for that, but we're also not gonna keep this on. This is just a hangout because I want to. If anybody pops in, we'll be talking about religion, talking about all sorts of weird shit. Um, when did I get a crack in that thing? That's weird. So when it comes to religion, what the benefits that can be gleaned from religion are ones of communal integrity. It helps keep communities tight knit together, especially when people are aligned behind the same types of principles. That's typically the tighter types of community, especially if you believe in something that really helps bring people together. What's up, yo? Or both at the same time. What up, BWs? Just chatting, hanging out. Finally went out and did the shit I'm supposed to. Just kind of York v. Hawkins. Nice to meet you, York. I got EXE. Have you ever played Mega Man? Because it kind of reminds me of something like that. No players were harmed in the making of this video. But what y'all been up to? I went and did the thing that I was supposed to do earlier. Thank you. That's just the first rip for right now. I feel like if I get too blazed too quick, I don't use Snap. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that was a bong, bro. As said earlier in the other streams, I had to go to the store, come back. Hello, coronavirus that wants to touch you. That's hilarious. I see. That's one of the things that I really love about the YouTube community. Some of y'all are freaking hilarious. I know some people don't like the spammy or the weird stuff in there. It's not that. Well, I think it can be a little harmful because it's like some people also want to say what their shit is, but I get the joke usually. When people bring me like, is your mother single? I saw your mother last night. Like, I get it. I get the joke. It's funny. It is funny. What up, Chiefs fan? What up, Queena? Kiana. How you doing? Yeah, just hanging out, chatting for a little bit. What up, Zeke? I don't know who Derek Chauvin is. I should look into that. What do I do for a living? Just minimum wage jobs. I'm not a smart person nor a really trained person, so I don't have a career. I just work minimum wage jobs for companies, essentially. I did drink a lot of coffee. If you can't tell. Oh, actually, let me rip this real quick, and then I'll show y'all some of my art. What's up? Bro asked if I can meow. I can meow so good. Meow. Anyway. Yeah, pretty much. So to Shinkar, I understand that some people place a lot on career and wealth and accomplishments as being the justification for being alive. I don't think that you need to do those things to justify your life. I used to, but the thing is, I've noticed all those people that do that, they spend all their lives accomplishing things, and then they just die. What was the fucking point of any of that shit that you did, dude? You spent so much time trying to accumulate wealth, and you died anyways. Wealth is unimportant unless you're an immortal. But anyways, to show the artwork, this is one of my earlier drawings. I did this, I think 2018. And then, here's the other one. and that's my painting of my creation myth. Well, that's okay. You can do whatever you want. If you do or don't want to do drugs, that's fine with you, or fine with me. I'm glad you like my hoodie. My best tip for people with anxiety. As someone that experiences anxiety and still doesn't know what to do, my best tip is, um, you'll live, hopefully, and that's about it. Ego, id, and the superego. Yes, blinder. Be kind to yourself with God wants you to be smoking. Well, see, here's the thing, though. Smoking, actually, for me, cannabis is a medicine because I have to. Well, not that I have to. It helps increase my appetite. I have stomach issues, and most of my life I've been underweight simply because it's hard for me to eat. So yeah, medicine helps. Medicine comes in different forms. BW's says ashwagandha is amazing for anxiety. I'll have to try that. That sounds awesome. Best tip: do drugs. Drugs actually don't get rid of anxiety. If anything, it'll heighten it. A few people have said that Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. I still haven't seen Breaking Bad. Okay, but that's just one of my paintings. And then this is my painting of Hermes. This is one of my earlier portraits when I first started painting. I have a lot of fun doing it. It's a very satisfying activity. And then this is another one of mine. I call this one Psyche. It's a surrealistic representation of the parts of the mind and how the mind and the self is an illusion from the fight between different faculties of the mind. And that's what the essence is behind that painting. Breathing exercises and grounding. That does sound good. There's a couple more of mine. And then, yeah, this one is based on the LBRP, Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. It's an illustration of that. The top one is a sigil. It's the intersection of art and magic. I was experimenting with that for a while. Simple paintings have the deepest meanings. Yeah, here, like that one. Hey, nobody knows the LBRP. And this is another one of mine. Very, like you're just saying, simple. It's well, let me kneel down with this thing. I call this the sorrow of Tantalus. Tantalus being punished in Tartarus forever for he did fucked up stuff in the Greek mythology that he deserved kind of what he got. But the point of what I'm trying to illustrate with this painting is the sorrow of someone that has desires and hungers and thirst, but will never be satisfied and can never achieve those things. Because Tantalus, no matter how high he grasps up to grab that apple, it'll always be right out of his reach. So he can't grab it, and he will stay hungry. And the water it would be always up to his neck, but then as soon as he goes down to try to drink it, it would just be right at his lips, and he'd never be able to drink it. That was his torture. But the suffering of this is the suffering a lot of people feel when we have these ideals in our mind of who we are and what we should be, and when we don't measure up to those things, we have these hungers and desires to be a certain way, and we don't reach it. That kind of acceptance and the sorrow that comes with that acceptance. That was what I was feeling, and that's what I put into this piece. This one is from a nightmare I had. Let's see if I can block the sun. Yeah, that one's from a nightmare I had. And this one is a painting, but it's a painting of my friend as a model, using that as a model. But it's an illustration and a story of an overarching story I have in my art, with the characters that I call the Allmen. They're just these guys. Or it's the representation of the infinite self expressing through all creatures. And so the Allman is just a character. Every person is an Allman, essentially. I I call myself an artist for ease of a label, but do I really consider that now? I don't got Bitcoin. I barely believe in money itself. Um, and here's my one of Jim Morrison. Everything's kind of like backwards on it. Maybe if it's okay, let me try. Flip it around. Yeah, that's the actual way it's supposed to look. It's reversed on here. That's Jim Morrison. This is as above, so below. That is the Ouroboros. It's the representation of the universe as it's self-eating, perpetuating, whatever. I could explain it more, but I think it just, I don't know. A lot of my ideas feel kind of pretentious and stupid. But so, the point of this one, I called epiphania. Because, so the term epiphania, if I'm correctly pronouncing it and remembering it, refers to like when you look at something and you see a face that's not actually there. What up, Bruise that guy? My experience with Kabbalah, I've done the middle pillar, the cross, the Kabbalah cross, the LBRP. So are we talking about Kabbalah as in being the more Hermetic Kabbalah, or are we talking about Kabbalah as being the true Jewish tradition of scripture, that interpretation, all that stuff? Because I have very little experience with that, because that is a very esoteric subject that only a few people, I think, really understand. I'm nowhere near that level to touch that stuff. I've read Crowley. I don't really like all of his stuff, but like I know the basics of some things. I understand the different spheres and all that stuff as they talk about in the system. But I digress. Hermetic Kabbalah, yes. Hermetic Kabbalah, definitely. I have read Dion Fortune's Mystical Kabbalah several times. I didn't have the brick, but I had like online the black brick. Crowley was next level, but also a next level asshole. But this one, so the point of this is epiphania. So you see a face, like see an eye, a mouth, nose, that's not actually there. Our mind interprets things and creates these things out of nothing. And that same, I forgot what I was illustrating with that, or why I went to that painting to talk about it. But that's it. That is hilarious, Robert. Yeah, Crowley stuff was pretty fun. The Weeknd. I've heard some of his stuff. But yeah, the purpose behind that one was to illustrate that we have misperceptions. Our whole consciousness itself is essentially like this. There only is black lines here, but we put our minds create the meaning by the relation of things in context. Fave singer then? Shit. So when it comes to singing, it depends. If we're gonna choose rock, it's Lane Staley. If we're choosing kind of, I guess more, is Queen glam rock? I really appreciate Freddie Mercury's Control, but Lane Staley's yells and screams were the best. What you should eat is something healthy, kitty gamer and funny. Oh, thank you, Luke. I've been told that before. About and stuff. Just I'm some dude in America who makes art, likes to read philosophy. Not that smart though. Still learning how to live life. Just we out here, bro. And yeah. Oh damn, my phone's already dying again. Hello, nobody. Step up here, W type screen. Oh, I appreciate you. I gotta make sure to put on my battery saver. It's already dying because I still want to show people all the art. This is my painting. It's if you already know it, it's just love. It's very simple. I'm very big on that. If you haven't noticed, what kind of poopy should you eat? I've heard raccoon is pretty good. Try that. It's another one of mine. Just me and my wife. Very simple. Yeah, right? Yeah, life is, the whole process is just figuring out, and that's the joy of it. It's just having fun figuring it out. That's what I like doing, Luke. Yep, I'm just showing y'all only the ones that I've made. My wife makes art too, that I like, but I don't want to like make people think that I'm claiming credit for it. Um, that's another one of mine. This one is from a dream that I had, or actually it was from an out of body experience. Um, but I just call it a dream because that's the easier way for people to kind of conceptualize it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. But I use a photo from NASA as the model for this just to be truthful because I always like to give the history of a piece and to make sure that all influences are, um, correctly and properly honored. Let me see. I'm sure my phone is... Luke B has reached Unk status. I love it. What is Unk? What is this thing with have I ever had success with astral projection? Several times. Never intentional. It's always when I don't want it to happen. I took a nap once and astral projected. That was weird as fuck. I have that written down somewhere. I have a little drawing of that somewhere too. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. More art. It's in my closet because I can't sell art apparently. Let's see what else we got in here. A lot of bullshit. Yeah, those ones suck. Oh, well, this one is very much something I feel. Simple, it's just, I was working at Amazon, and that's what it felt like. Because, like, bills, it was never enough to be able to really pay bills. I felt like I was always struggling. And so I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere, and that's what it just felt like. Yeah, fuck Amazon. Boycott Amazon at all costs. I know that some people like practically live on it, and that makes me sad because they really hate their workers. Oh, it's this current year's version of boomer. Okay. Shit, man, I just got used to the term boomer. Does that make me old for like just getting used to stuff like that? Let's see. There's another one with the almond. This is, forgot what I called this one. And this is about the kind of the masks that we wear, the choices that we make that present to the world who we are. It's about what choice we if there is a choice and we go down, I'm 30. It's going good, random. But it's like the choices that we have, the masks that we put on so that we're always playing a character, and the character is us. We have this whole little thing in our mind of who we are that we've built up, and we wear those masks to present to others what we think we are, or what we want them to think we are. Because we feel a certain way, and we want them to think of us a certain way. So we wear these masks, these different choices that we have, different paths that we take in life, different people that we could or could not have been. My day's going good, random. Did I already answer that question? This one is Carl Jung. I just did this with a palette knife. He's a very influential thinker. I'm just showing off. Some people liked some of my paintings that were on the wall, so I get excited when anyone likes anything that I make. I do love Jesus. I think that Jesus was a wonderful person. I think he was a great guy. I think he wanted to help and just was killed, like a lot of people, like Buddha. Well, he didn't get killed, but he wanted to help people, and he just died. Yeah, that one's Carl Jung, a very, very influential thinker. I don't take his psychology as being 100%, like a lot of people that are Jungian. I don't think that there are these archetypes. Oh, that's nice, Cornelius. I didn't even realize. There you were there. I'm sorry. And here is one of my favorite guitar players. Not my favorite artist ever, but Billy Strings. For those of you who know him, that's nice, BRG. I'm glad that he felt like he was doing something. Yeah, that's Billy Strings. This is also from a photo. I can't remember the photographer that took it. I need to find out so I can credit them properly. But yeah. How's it going? Crooked site. Oh, so a good chunk of my family is from Ireland, and when I say from Ireland, like 100 years ago, we were in Ireland. So that's nice. And some of them still live there. I think it's in county. They live in County Cork. This one is the. I've never drawn Diddy. I never even knew who Diddy was till any of this happened. Because I don't listen to. I'm not into people that are like that. He's a very. From what I found out, he's a very self-aggrandizing. He's like Kanye, full of himself, and I'm not into people that are like that. Um. Hello, Aubrey. The. Stafor? One second, I gotta answer a message. Phone died. So, the frickin' live drains my battery super quick, and it died when it was still on 5%. So, it's plugged in now. I have no idea how I'm supposed to show you guys stuff now, but wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a little frustrating. Sorry, I don't know that one. Mikael. Let me see if I can get this to. Okay. Okay. Woo! This painting. The lighting in this room is terrible. And then this painting was about so if you can't tell, it's a pun. Yeah, real freaking subtle there. I, the letter I being in the background, the eye. And then if you look inside the eye, you see reflection of one of the almond. So it's the perception. We only have self-perception, flexion, pretty much. We can only understand ourselves as a conscious being directing ourselves through the process of seeing ourselves in something else. So, hey, what's up? The searcher. Is that researcher or the searcher? Sorry, I don't know that song. So that was that painting. And then this one. Oops. Oh. If I'm the whitest person you haven't seen, wait till you see. Wish this would lighten up so you could actually see on this thing. Here we go. Okay, can you guys kind of? Wish I didn't have to keep my phone plugged in at the same time. Okay. So it's another one of my paintings. This is called Road to the Duat. I can't see. Okay, here we go. Yeah. But it shows this little guy down here, starting at. It is essentially basically after death, the journey towards the lands ruled by Osiris. So the point of this, though, is that the mystic himself has to go on a road to the Duat, through the desolate places. We have to go if we are to learn new stuff and to become and to evolve into new beings, and to, I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it. We have to go through trials. So if you read the Egyptian Book of the Dead, oh, I have that somewhere too. Someone asked me how much Egyptian stuff I have, and I have so much. If you read the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the person has to know a lot of stuff beforehand. They have to be able to pass certain tests. They have to be able to recite the 40 negative confessions. But just like in life, in order for us to grow, we have to go through these weird tests to get passage through on the journey. Because life really is, for the way I see it,
time itself, it only exists because of motion. Life is a journey. The experience of consciousness is one experience of motion. Am I connected to the gigantomolecular station? No idea, probably not. I'm barely connected to the internet, bro. ¿Qué pasó? Felix? Soy es gringo y así. And wouldn't you know it, another one of my paintings, being weird. So, for any magicians watching this, you already recognize what the where this comes from, and I mean magician as in someone that studies Western magic or is interested in academically, someone that has at least read the 3 books of occult philosophy by Cornelius Agrippa. This is The Proportions of the Man, but yes, magic with a K essentially. But the illustration of this is that the one whole like it's like a fractalness of being, of consciousness. It's supposed to illustrate that. What's XQC? I should look into that. There's only one being reflected in infinite fractals up and down. We are self-similar, all different, but a variation of a theme, a transcendental object, you could say, morphing into multiple things, but ever staying the same. Hence the self-consistency of mathematical laws. And this is a different one. I wouldn't say any of... See, the thing is with ancient wisdom, it's not that it's hidden. It's that it's just not Christian, so it's not allowed in American mainstream society. So anything that's heterodox or what they call heresy, it gets shut down pretty quick. It's not hidden ancient wisdom. It's just shit people knew most of time, and then a different religion came in and then kind of like, I don't like that idea, so I won't let you tell other people. But this one is from a little story that I wrote based on a, we'll call it a substance-induced mystical experience. For those of you that have read Plato or know the allegory of the cave, where essentially what the prisoners that are chained to the wall and chained to the floor can only see the shadows on the wall, think that this is not about Trump's terrorists. I don't give a shit about him. I'm talking about stuff that fucking matters, stuff that's questions we're gonna keep on asking for the next 1,000 years, stuff that actually needs to be discussed if we're to live full lives. By the way, fuck him, fuck Trump. I'm trying to be a nicer person, but he is destroying America, or the American economy. But with the allegory of the cave, nice, Pythagoras' Michael, that's hilarious. The allegory of the cave, where what we see as a projection, essentially is a similar idea, but more, so going beyond the idea of the cave, let's go a few hundred years later to the Neoplatonists with the idea of emanations and the idea that the entire universe or whatever or that God emanates itself out into different forms, that life itself is a different manifestation, that we are all projections of one, say, holographic universe. You could say this is like a holographic universe experience. And I have a whole little story where this, Allman character, have I ever studied Aleister Crowley? Oh yeah, I've read a lot of his books. I'm very interested in his stuff. I do think he became overly serious about it. He became too into it. As in, he used it as a way to satisfy his own insecurities about himself and his need for constant attention. Um, he contributed a lot to the study of the esoteric, and then he also kind of led a lot of people in a wrong direction. So it really just depends on how you approach Crowley. If you approach him as a historical figure, I have an amazing drawing, or not amazing drawing. I have a drawing that I really love, that I really think was probably my best work, but my friend bought it, so I don't have it here. But Crowley is, if you approach him from a historical perspective, he's a very interesting character to get to know, and should be treated as someone with flaws. Do I believe in aliens? Oh, well, give me a second. So here's a painting of a UFO I saw when I was a kid with my brother that flew over our house while we were chilling in the hot tub. So yeah, well, UFOs do not correlate, or are correlated with aliens, but do not necessarily denote aliens. I've seen a UFO. I don't know if aliens exist. Who knows? But I've seen weird flying shit, and a lot of people might be like, "Oh, he's crazy," and just discredit me from now. But I've seen a lot of stuff in my life. I don't claim to know what it is. I don't claim to think that it's the government or think that it is aliens. I've seen the weird stuff that people are talking about. That's all I'll say. But yeah, this is the reason I did it in black and white and did it in this style is because like I painted this 15 years after the fact, but that is essentially what it looked like. This is my parents' porch from the perspective of the hot tub. I appreciate you, caveman, VR caveman. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to put all this back eventually. Actually, I don't know. Let me show you one of my bigger paintings. So this is a painting I created a long time ago. And, okay, I'm going to read what it says. Because the point of the painting itself is a sigil to help me break from bad habits. And essentially, whether you think magic is real or not, I think that it can be useful as a psychological tool to tweak one's consciousness. And I think that you can use it as a form of self-hypnosis to help you get over shit. So I made this sigil to help break these chains that bind with ghostly metal who hold my mind. Shake, shackles unkind, soul no longer habit consigned. Wake from lies opined, myth be eschewed, and to the truth aligned. Break, no more entwined, cajole my being, my joy to find. Thank you. I'm glad you like the art. Yeah. And so that's the whole point of that is essentially, like, I call this one exorcism. The point of this is to break the chains the psychological chains that I hold myself down with. And also, hopefully, if someone else sees this, the image will burn in their mind that same thing. I wanted to create a symbol that would free myself and help free others from those things. Why are you using your? I'm sorry that I'm using your ritual, brother. But yeah, that's where that one comes from. Whoops, I don't fall on the floor. There's another one featuring the almond. This is I call this Resurrection. I think I can't remember what the actual title was. I think that was it. It's a very simple one. It's just illustrating the kind of rebirth process, and to put that feeling into your mind. Do I? I wouldn't say I don't,
Another one of my favorites. This was where I started getting really a lot more into. I stopped caring when people started telling me you should do more colorful paintings, even though I want to. I've black and white is my favorite. Yeah, exactly. The researcher knows. There's a lot more involved. I don't have the money or the time to do any electoral magic astrology for that type of shit. So do I know? Maybe. Do I do it? Maybe. Probably not. How would you know? But no, seriously not. This one is forgot. Something about staring at the stars. Usually it's always something kind of not depressing, but it's like I don't know, pretentious in a way. I really like this one though. This one I thought came out pretty good. It's one of my favorites. I do need to switch out the art though, because my parents are coming, and I can't have the more. What's the word I'm looking for? Blatantly unchristian stuff up necessarily. My dad's a pastor or was a pastor, so when they come over for the wedding and shit, yeah, and random shit you do at 3 a.m. Very true. No, dude. See, I don't have painting abilities. If you go watch my live stream with my painting stuff, where like you see me working on the stuff, this is the stuff that actually turned out. This is the stuff that actually looks good. The rest of it's fucking garbage. 99% of my art, it takes 99 drawings to make one decent one. Or to have one that I like. But yeah, so let me go with the next piece. I'm just getting out a couple at a time. I need to do chores at some point, but I'm having too much fun today. Can I? Oh, actually, I do have a self-portrait. Let me go see that real quick. Okay, so I have like 4%, so that means I have like 10 seconds to show you this thing before my phone dies. Well, you can go for it, but that's all my old stuff. My new style isn't even like that. I don't even look, my new artwork doesn't even look anything like that anymore. So, that's okay, because I don't even put my new stuff online anymore. And that is my self-portrait. It's not that great. It's when I had longer hair. Ooh, also there's another one of my favorites. It's just a giraffe. I'm a giraffe. Wait, no, it's not a giraffe. It's a zebra. The bong hit real hard, bro. That's a fucking zebra. Yeah, that's a kind of a play on the Ouroboros theme, but different. This is another one of my favorites. This one this is from. Thank you. This is from a meditation experience that I had where I projected my consciousness. That means you imagine, because it's all in your imagination. You know, it doesn't actually happen. I hope people know that. This isn't actually happening. This is things that you're doing with your imagination. Projected my consciousness out of myself in order to kind of experience a what I guess mystics have, that they call when they have that kind of out-of-body experience. It's a way to induce it. There's types of breathing techniques that I developed and methods. I could talk about that, but I probably won't. That you can do for that. And then this is one. These are both from a dream. This is when I was first starting painting, so it doesn't look good at all. But it's essentially I was like this wizard or something like that, or like a magician, and I was floating in this swamp. And I went to this like village, and I started talking to them and learning their different magic and shit like that. It was so fucking cool. Well, you should check out the other streams. So I have quite a few other streams where I talk about religion, God, and consciousness. Praise Bob.
I wish what's his name was here. And then this is supposed to be an illustration of how there is one spirit that flows through us that causes us to kind of go, you could say, like a strand beast, where like the wind pushes it to move. It's the wind that causes it, not the strand beast itself. Just like that, consciousness is something that flows through us, or the spirit or whatever. It's more of a mystical concept. I don't necessarily know if it's real or not. I think it's fun to play with. What else I got? Oh, this is a fun one. This one is it's like a dream city. It was just something I wanted to put on the canvas. Something I was feeling. I was feeling kind of ethereal, or yeah. So I did that one. And then let me run back, plug in the phone. That's my late dog, Woodstock. R.I.P. Hermes. Which one looks like low orbit Earth? I don't know which one you're talking about. Oh. The painter behind the eyes. This is about how our own consciousness paints the reality that we encounter. It colors it in different ways. There's something there, but it gives it its own color, and it creates our experience. Hello, Yusuf. Oh, the city thing with the stars? Oh, yeah, that's, yeah, there is one of a low orbit. And then there's this one that I had from an experience. Altered states. This one actually has it written on it. Yeah, that was fun. But that was just a memory of an experience. I painted that as more of like a snapshot into what it is. So this one, God, if I could remember this. Well, then leave, Cosmic, if you don't want to hear me yap. That's what I do here. Go to a different channel. I can't remember what I called this one. Oh, Incantation. Yeah, that's what it was. This is one of my unconscious paintings. So in essence, what I did with the technique with unconscious art, as I developed it, is you put yourself in and you do certain breathing techniques, put yourself into a meditative state, and then you basically stare at a blank canvas, and you just choose whatever colors you're feeling and start putting it on there without any intention of trying to make something. You're just putting stuff down, and then you look at the canvas with kind of like what they call a magician's gaze, where it's like you basically are staring without blinking, and you allow your mind to put certain colors or shapes on there, and you try to kind of like trace those out as they whatchamacallit? What? How can you donate something? What do you mean donated? What'd you donate to? Yeah, and that's the essence of that painting. And they're speaking the word of power according to Hermetic Kabbalah, or not even Hermetic Kabbalah, Christian Kabbalah in the Middle Ages, which is Yehoshua, which is my middle name. Any Shivites in the chat? Because some people call me an artist. Hey, what's up, Rids? How you doing? And this is my painting of Shiva in my almond style. Yeah, unfortunately, the comments section kind of every once in a while breaks down. But for those of you who um, like Hinduism and the god Shiva, I did this one as kind of a study. In the proportions, if you look, everything is it's all proportioned to a star, to a pentagram. And then if you go in, I started from proportions and created the model from there, based on photos that I've seen of Shiva. Um, and then what's the other one? This one, I can't remember what this one was about, or not about. What it was called. What this is about is the perspective of what it feels like to be the person who's in need, has their hand out, and someone else, gives them a hand, gives them what they need in order to survive, in order to live for another day. The idea of helping someone else, the hand out, needing help. I should paint Atlas holding up the world. That would be really cool. That's hilarious. There was one guy earlier whose name was Chiefs Fans, and now we have Chiefs Just Suck. That's hilarious. I should draw turtles all the way down. I've seen Jesus play in the flames of the lake of fire. I was standing there. Met the devil in Seattle. Spent 9 months inside the lion's den. I met Buddha yet another time. He showed me a glowing light within. But I swear that God was there from the time I stared into the eyes of my best friend, Sturgill Simpson. Turtles all the way down. Says my son, it's all been done. Someday gonna wake up old and gray. And this is is a painting of Saint Francis, giving to a small child, small leper child. It doesn't matter, BLM. As you see, I put a little gold paint on there because I like the idea of the halo. But the essence, this is a board, so I just got a splinter from that, of this painting is about the whole point of St. Francis's life was that he saw everyone as his, maybe not even his equal, but his superior. He loved. Oh, I've been in galleries. It does. I've done. I'm only showing people because someone asked about my art, and then once someone asks a question, I kind of get obsessed with trying to answer. That's hilarious, BLM. But yeah, the problem is with the whole art career is there's a lot of self-aggrandizing. A lot of artists are very hurt, tortured people, and so working with them is pretty hard, and you kind of have to go in galleries and stuff like that. You have to be a people person. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm very much, I will tell you how I feel when I think, oh, St. Francis Assisi, yeah. But I tried doing the whole. I was at a place called Mad Collabs until that got shut down. What's your name, Ezekiel? Because I know someone's gonna mention that meme because they do about once a month. My name is Ezekiel. And then they reply with "fuck you, Ezekiel." Yes, it's very original. It's been happening since 2012. But I forgot where I was going now. Oh yeah, I've done the whole art gallery thing. I was in Chrysalis for a little bit. But that's just a couple of local galleries here in Spokane. But I don't know. It didn't really feel worth it. I felt like there was a lot of stress and also those people were my friends. I was able to put my stuff in there, but just because they really liked me and they liked my work, and I was very appreciative to them during that time. But the other galleries around here, they don't like me or my work, and they also, if the ones that will just kind of take your work, you have to pay $100 a month or $50 a month, and dude, I get paid minimum wage. I'm an artist. I don't make any money from this, so I stopped trying. there's no point. I do art because I like doing it now, not because I want to be someone. That idea is gone. But this is a different one. This one I call Spirit on the Ferry. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Connor. I wish the lighting in here was better. Maybe is my phone charged enough? Okay, I still have 4%. Damn. Yeah. But another one featuring Allman. But that one is supposed to be the guide who brings your spirit down the river Styx, or the ferryman, but not necessarily specifically the Greek version. How long did it take me to make that? I don't remember. About it, I don't know. I have the live streams up. I've recorded almost all my stuff. Yeah, you got a Kenny profile picture. That's awesome. But yeah. Let me see what other pieces I got. If you want to see me make art, I did most of these pieces on live stream. I have a whole, if you look at my art diary playlist, most of that is me practicing drawing. Yeah, I feel that salty baller. See, honestly, that's how I feel being alive, man. I feel like stuck here. Like I did something in a previous life to stick me back here. Oops. And this one, I call it Madonna and Child as a more socially accepted version because it's really Isis and Harpocrates, which is the original, so you know the Jesus and Child paintings. Those all come from a ISIS cult around that time that got transformed. They got kind of like repainted as being like, oh, that's not a goddess from a pagan religion. That's Jesus's mother. Yeah, that's Jesus's mother in Jesus. So that's the same theme with this, but it's the sacred bond between the mother, the creator of life, and the son, the new life being born. Hello, Marco. How are you doing? But that is the essence of that painting. Okay. Okay. And I have another one. This one, by the way, thank y'all for hanging out. This is fun. I have a hard time interacting with people, usually, like going out and meeting people or keeping in contact with friends, so this makes me feel not so alone. This one is an illustration of my creation myth, where the Allman, or the creator, the IME, which is the all-pervading consciousness, dives into its the void it creates to spread itself thin to create the universe. So before it was one compact, whole, perfect being, but where there is perfection, there is no growth, because there is no change in perfection, because perfection already is itself perfect. It can't change. So in order for God to have experience and to be alive, it had to kill itself. It had to destroy itself and spread itself across a vast expanse. And that is what this one illustrates. I got this from I used a photo of a model who was diving through water to get that idea. So it's kind of like he's creating the cosmos as he's diving. And then this one, not not my greatest, but it's more of an illustration of a point. Yeah, that's why I hit my bong before I started talking about this stuff, bro. So the whole point of this one is that the stoplights are in our minds. What tells us? I call my father once a week. I talk to him. He's someone that is a person. But this like the stoplight is our mind, ourselves. Yes, I did do this, Marquise. A lot of times we make excuses as though there are outward circumstances, outward signs telling us when to go, where to go, what to do. But really, it's all within us. We truly decide who we're going to obey, what we're going to do. The stoplight is inside us. You're the one who switches it between caution, stop, and go. I did for a period. It depends. So I can't smoke if I'm going to do anything of detail because it ruins my ability to fully concentrate and be absorbed enough into the painting to where I can hold perfectly still to do small details. I don't think that it inhibits the creativity of art, but I prefer not to do it when doing detail work. I used to try to sell my work, dude. I stopped because I don't want to hate art. I don't want to hate doing this. I don't want to hate, my self-expression because I feel the pressure of having to pay bills in our stupid fucking society, to pay a landlord who doesn't fucking fix anything, and already has the building paid off, doesn't need to freaking charge me so much. But anyways, I digress. I don't want to feel like art's my job. I want to feel like art is an expression of me. Oh, you're going to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art? Fucking lucky, dude. That would be so cool. Are you going to make a video on it or anything? Or because I would love to see that. That's cool. Hello, Jude. Hey, Jude. More talk like that and you're going to get fucking banned, bro. I'm a nice person. I don't tolerate hate. Hope you understand that. Because, this is my little space that I control. That's fine. But I don't. When you spread hate and conspiracy theories about other peoples just because you have a hard time, that makes it way worse for the rest of the world. Because you're spreading an illusion. You are spreading disinformation. You're spreading a false reality. Just because someone's last name happens to be Jewish doesn't make them. BLM, dude, you need to grow up. Just because you hide behind that name and if you say anti-Semitic stuff, you're anti-Semitic. I hope you realize what my fucking name is. Ezekiel Schmidt. Fucking, my great-great-great-grandfather was Jewish. And I know that, that doesn't make me Jewish, but according to the Nazis that fucking killed people in World War II, it was enough. So fuck you. I don't tolerate. No, you are removed. You're gone, BLM. I don't let people spread hate. Well, you're 5. Most people talk this way once they get older. Who's behind you? Just the ghosts. But anyways. Fuck that guy. I don't allow racism on my channel. This one is called augury. Sorry, I have to go get the paintings because my phone's plugged in and it's dying. And the live stream drains so much battery that I can't walk away with it. So it's just a lone red little bird in a big blue sky. So augury is the Roman and Greek reading of the future or future portents by the flight and behavior of birds. So the whole point is we look at the bird and we place a certain interpretation on meaning in the world by what a bird is doing. We think that, what is this, from our own perspective, we're like, oh, this bird is doing this one thing. It's such a lonely bird. It's a sad little lonely bird from one person's perspective. And from someone who's in chains, that bird seems free. That bird seems like it can do whatever it wants. But to the person who can do whatever they want, they see that bird being all alone without a flock and thinking of themselves and understanding how they feel alone. They can go anywhere they want, but they have no solace because they have no one to turn to. Do I respect other religions? I certainly do. I have a whole stream on that. Bro, some people just need to grow up. Like, I appreciate humor, but anyways, yeah. I'm an accepting person as long as you're not spreading hate and violence and lies. Yeah. That's being a respectful person. I'm willing to play along with your weird rules as long as you play along with my weird rules and you're not trying to hurt me. To me, that's what respect is. It is an odd thing to have social anxiety and not really fuck with being around hella people, yet feeling lonely. I understand that it is hard to be good with mean people. Here's the thing. I've had people, that are insulting on here before, and I understand that the reason that they do it is because most people aren't self-conscious. They're not aware of why they do what they do, and so they lash out because they have insecurities, they have jealousy, they have envy, they're feeling other emotions, and so they can't. I do have grapes. Actually, I don't. I only have lemonade. But so they lash out to other people. What we can do is we can remember that, have empathy, but then not tolerate behavior that's harmful. Because when you do tolerate harmful behavior, they don't learn to not do that. They learn that you won't stop them. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the guy that was on here that was an asshole. Am I white? What is white? I'm a mixture of a bunch of different shit, dude. I'm a human. I'm pale. I'll say that. I'm undersunned. Undersunned, underweight, and undereducated. I'm almost from a land down under. Okay, that was bad. But do you come from a land down under? Oh, I just realized there's a bird on this one too. Just talking about the painting of the bird. My favorite food? Steak, maybe? I don't know. I'm just a chill guy. I'm just some fucking dude. I'm just some fucking dude over in the Pacific Northwest. I make stuff. I have fun. I'm trying to find a way to make the world better, or at least not make the world better, because that's like some image of that I don't have my own mind of like, oh, the world would be better if it had this. But it's like, no, I wanna help out, but I don't really know how. I don't really have like skills, and I've never gone to school or anything, so it's like
The only thing I really can do is spread empathy, love, show my art, have fun, sing songs. Yeah, a good impact. That's a great way of saying it, salty baller. But yeah, that's all I want in life. I just want to have an impact that leaves the world better than when I entered it. Oh, I would eat grapes all day, dude. If I could. If I could afford to eat grapes all day. And I'm not talking about money-wise, I'm talking about health-wise. I gotta put all this art back now. I'd eat grapes all day. I love grapes. I do. I have family. I have family that, whoops. Not related to me by blood, too. Whoops, I'm gonna have to put this down. A lot of shit in here. Yeah, just kind of shove it in my closet, because, like... Sorry about that, y'all. What are trams? How old am I? I'm 30. Yeah, no, I don't look it. Everybody fucking says it. And then, next comment, fucking someone say MGK, Ed Sheeran, or some shit. Because, like, I get, like, at least 5 of those per stream. It's usually right after someone asks how old I am. Pay my bills? I do pay my bills. That's why I'm broke. I don't drink really anymore. I can't. It just fucking makes me sick every time. It's not even good for you anyways. Felix, you're funny. What's the Sigma face? Are you talking about that? That thing? What's my childhood like? It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I live in America. I had food. I had parents. I had family. Beyond that, I prefer not to. That's private. Do I like British people? Yeah, I have some British friends. One of my friends is actually a freaking drum and bass producer. It's freaking awesome. Eddie DMB, shout out. I don't know if he still has that name under it, though. Love some drum and bass. I know, yeah, a few British people. Fuck, just follow me. Do I like pinkies? Should you be gay? If you feel like you should be gay, you should be gay. Go for it, Krista. You're like Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You won't actually come out the closet. You'll just keep on going back and forth. Does my friend play drums? Actually, no. Nobody I know plays drums. Everybody freaking plays guitar or bass. It's so freaking hard to try to form a band with only a guitarist and a bassist. Bass, you could say. Do I look mangoes? I do like mangoes. Mangoes are pretty good. Eat some of those and smoke some weed. Makes you feel a little bit higher, I think, or some shit. At least that's what I'm told. Greetings to my mom. Yep, there's the mom joke. Every stream. But yeah, so I'm just putting. What else? Do I have any more art? I think that's probably it. Oh, you're a drummer. Well, fucking move to the Pacific Northwest, dude. I need a drummer. Well, so like, if you watch the streams, my music's way worse because I'm practicing and I'm learning guitar. I don't actually play guitar. I'm a producer. I mean, like, I play guitar, you could say. I'm learning. I'm not a guitar player. I'm not a guitarist. I'm a producer who makes EDM. So I would love to collaborate with, like, freaking any musicians here, man. But it's hard to get artists to actually show up on time.
or show up at all, or pay. So it's like, damn, dude, I'm doing you a favor by only charging you like $20 an hour for like my 15 years of experience just because I like you, and you're screwing me over. By not like showing up or paying. But I digress. Felix has an interesting sense of humor. Damn it. Forgot to put those ones away. I'll do that later. Oh, Down with the Sickness? Hell yeah, dude. Freaking love that song. Oh, wow. Yeah, I would love to get with some metal artists in town and put together some electronic metal fusion. What's my name? Ezekiel. Or Ezekiel. Zeke, Z, the Zekesters, the Duderino. You know, if you're not into the whole brevity thing. Shit, I really need to clean. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be boiling water because I gotta clean out the... I want to hang out and keep streaming because like this is really fun. But I want to do chores. But to do chores, I don't know where to start. So I can kind of... Anyways. I forgot where I even started. Oh yeah, I started this because, yeah, my phone died too earlier. I only got 3% left. I'm probably... Anyways, let me see if I can find some more art before my phone dies. Oh yeah, this is my biggest piece. Or like, this took me over a year. This one's called Time. I would like to just get faded though. I might. But I do have responsibilities like an adult that I should take care of. But yeah. Have you ever heard of DMT? Oh, you're unemployed? Nice. Hell yeah, bro. Fuck the man. But I still gotta clean my house. Even if I wasn't employed, I'd still have to clean my house. Okay. Now, I hate not being able to decide. Oh, by the way, let me show you my friend's artwork. So these are artists that I would love for you to look up because they are awesome people. I am an art enthusiast. I have many books of art, and I collect art from my friends when I can afford it, and when they give me art. And I'm so fucking psyched that Dennis Smith, fucking amazing painter in town, he gave me one of his works. I think this was Mescaline Dance at Sunrise or something. Yeah, Dennis Smith is an amazing guy. I think you should check him out. This is from DJ. Fuck, what was her name? She always went by DJ, so I can't remember. This is one of the pieces that she gave to me for helping them out with some stuff. This one is by Deemskis or D McBee. Look up D McBee on TikTok and Instagram. He is a homie. I love this guy so much. Shout out D McBee. You are an awesome creator. He has schizophrenia, and he uses that to as inspiration for his art, and shows kind of like what his life is like. And this is a derivative work of Van Gogh, and this is one of Dali's that he did. But now he's a art therapist, or he does art therapy sessions, and he's an amazing guy. This is one of Dali from what's his name? He's an artist here in Spokane. Let me sign it. And he didn't sign it, so great. But yeah, I'll figure that out later. Your cousin asked, "Sir, what child should I?" Sir. Oh my God, Jeannie, you're weird. I love it. This is also another derivative work by D. McBee. It's of Lucifer after he fell from heaven. This one is a Sam White, freaking amazing artist. I helped him out cleaning out some stuff and helped him get an Etsy store set up, and he gave me this painting as a thanks, and gave me a bunch of his old paintings as canvases because they were just quick portraits that he did that he didn't want anymore because they were taking up room. And this is a portrait of me that a friend of mine. So a friend of mine was helping take care of this lovely old artist by the name of Jerusalem Vlasovic, or yeah, no, Vlasovic. But Jerry is an awesome guy, and he's I think he's in his 60s, but he suffers from very severe schizophrenia, and likes to create very different type of art. You could they call this style outsider art. It's just, I think it was very interesting to see how different minds conceive the world. And so it means a lot. It mean a lot to me that he did this portrait of me, because I told him that I was an artist and I did some painting with him too. And this is an oil one. I need to make sure I don't get too close to it because it's still wet, like after a year, because he just kind of globs paint on there. I love his stuff. Have I ever seen the artist's final self portraits? Yes, I have seen those. They're very saddening but enlightening in a way. My phone died. So, sorry about that. Whoop. Trying to prop up my phone in my kitchen. What's up, y'all? Sorry. Yeah, my phone died again. Sorry about that, Mr. Salty Baller. So, okay, now I'm trying to figure out how to fucking fix my dishwasher. Anyone know anything about that? 'Cause I sure fucking don't. But that was the task I was given by my wife. How do I get this thing to drain? Yo, hello, Vaughn. How you doing, Vaughn? Yeah. I was talking about art and all that shit before, and then my phone died, and then I started doing choring, and then I came across, the immovable object thing. I am not the unstoppable force, but I'm gonna have to be unless I wanna, make my wife happy tonight with having a nice, clean, working dishwasher. What do you mean, how many subs for a live stream? For rain. Yeah. Anyways, well, what kind of subjects we want to talk on today? Should I just hit the bong again and then should I go from there? But yeah, I have no idea how to fucking fix this, man. So that's something else that I find very interesting. Thought is it possible to create knowledge out of nothing? Is it possible to create knowledge acausally? If there is a method to do something, is it possible that you can create new knowledge, or is all knowledge based on only experiences from before, from other people, or secondary and tertiary sources? Oh, like how many streams from me to live, but I'm verified to have reason. Oh, I think you just have to go through the process and then wait a day or something like that. You have to choose something. I can't, I've had this channel for fucking years. This is my old personal channel, and that I tried doing stuff with. Y no entiendo nada. Hey, lo siento. I'm trying to think of. ¿Tú gustas el conversación en español? My Spanish is still Duolingo level. I'm listening to audiobooks and stuff, but oh shit, you speak Portuguese. I'm sorry, I didn't see. Oh, yeah, it says right up here. You're from Brazil. Sorry about that. Lo siento. Sorry. I only speak Spanish and kind of a little bit of English.
Yeah, the process still of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this because it's not draining. Is it even possible for me to figure this out on my own? Well, Google would help, but right now I'm using the phone to do live stream. Yeah, actually you would. I'll make you a mod. You're one of the homies. I got EXE. You have been promoted to homie. I'm just gonna try running this. And hope that the problem solves itself. Because I don't think I have any more of those, like, wait, shit, yeah I do. I have dishwasher cleaner. What I want this thing to do, though, is just fucking drain. There we go. So, now back to the regular choring. I can give you a shout out tonight, Bloxy. How you doing? But, vous viver su escrita, it's so close to Spanish. I wish I could try to figure out how to, what you were saying. So, what does everyone think? Why do you think we're here? What's your story on what do you think about why we exist? Do you think it's random? Do you think it's arbitrary? Are you atheist? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? Have you seen Renegade Angel Xavier? Yeah, my phone died. Genie wish. Me alive, just so freaking weird. I love it. People be peoplein'. Thank you. Do you think that is it possible that everything we're experiencing is an illusion? Like, and what I mean by that is, it's not that there isn't something in my hand, but it's the fact that I actually controlled my conscious brain, the one that's talking to you, or thinks that's talking to the one that's observing it. Is this the one that's actually what told me to pick that up? Or is it it's simply a program that arises from the interconnectivity of different faculties of the brain? What did Ninja say earlier? Oh, I thought you said something earlier. You said, your brain. But is it possible that we are in control? Is there? Are we in a simulation? And if so, let's go with that thing for a second. Even the thought of a simulation itself is merely a religious view of an outside creative deity without the metaphysics of religion. It's more of just a how to find a dog and keep it. How to find a dog? I can tell you how to find one. Go to your local shelter. Adopt a dog that loves you, and then you feed it, you walk it, you give it love, and eventually it dies and breaks your heart. And that's what happens. What is beyond the universe? Is there a beyond the universe though? So like when we're talking about the universe itself, aren't we speaking about an all-encompassing thing? That's why I have problems with the idea or the way that the multiverse is discussed, because the idea of universe is something that encompasses all things. The concept. I don't know necessarily if this is what they're talking about in physics, but a multiverse would be multiple all-encompassing things. Wouldn't that just be the universe itself, and then what we experience as being little pockets of it? How to get a non-dying dog? Oh, it's called a robot dog. But they do die if you don't change the batteries. Well, it actually doesn't say how God created the world. It only said, in the beginning, What's that? I've had this Bible since I was 8 years old. And this is the English Standard Version, which is a well-beloved version nowadays. Great language. And so, but it does say, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. That doesn't tell me how the universe was created. It just said, God created the heavens and the earth. So God created space and earth. So he created planets without form and void. He created the heavens and the earth didn't have form and was void. So he created something, but nothing was there. And it was dark over the face of the deep, but it was deep when there was nothing there. So nothing was deep, and the Spirit of the God was hovering over the face of the waters. Where did the waters come from? Where are these? He didn't even create waters. It just says over the face of the waters. He created heavens and earth, and then randomly there's water. And then God said, before anything else, he said, let there be light, and there was light. And then God saw the light and that it was good, and separated light from darkness. But there already was darkness. Did he not create the darkness either? And the God called I love religion, but these are things that you can't base your understanding of the universe on because they're illogical. Separated, and life is a play between the irrational and the rational. I agree with that. But things that are completely out of place shouldn't be what you base your ethics on. And God saw the light and saw that it was good, and separated the light from the darkness, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and morning of the first day. He didn't even create the sun yet. Day doesn't exist without the concept of rotation around an object. Or like rotation of an object around another light source. That's what... And then God said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. What? And God called the expanse heaven. So are we talking about space? Talking about our atmosphere? Or are we talking about the metaphysical place? And there's evening and morning, the first day, or second day. Still no sun. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear. But and God called the dry land earth, but he already created the earth. So why did he have to separate it? And then, okay, so this is chapter 1, the beginning of the creation. And on the seventh day, God rests, and then the fall, and then there's another version of how he created man and women. So there's, in chapter 2, yeah, okay, so let me see. We're going over to the first chapter, let there be lights, made two great lights, heaven and night. And he didn't make two great lights. The moon is a reflective satellite. It's not a light. So the waters swarm. Let's bring forth, which day are we on? So God created man in his own image. And in the image he created him, male and female he created them. So he already created Adam and Eve first. Immediately created man in his own image. He made humans, not man as in male. He created humans in his own image, and in the image of God, in the image of Yahweh, he created, this is the Elohim. In the image of Elohim, he created them. Male and female, he created them. It already says that he created Adam and Eve. Didn't say that he created Eve out of his rib. Till afterwards, he says, then he goes, God blesses them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply to the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea, blah, 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 blah. And then skip down. And he saw that everything was good for the sixth day. And then, chapter 2, seventh day, God rests. And then, boom, he rested from all his work. And then he created man and woman again. So let's go back down to the thing. Okay, and then here's the second creation. When no bush of the field was yet in the land, there is no explanation. The explanation is that there was two versions because there was two types of cults in Canaan at the time based on a mixture of Sumerian, Babylonian, and the play between Canaanite religions. This is where the Bible comes from. You should know this. You should know this too. But yeah, there was no bush in the field, and the Lord had not caused it to rain on land. There was no man to work it. The mist was up there. And then, okay, verse 7, then the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living creature. So he created man twice. And then the God planted a garden in Eden, which it didn't even mention that in the first freaking thing. Eden is Eden, a Sumerian city that has been discovered. Which this is what the creation myth is a spin-off version. The Hebraic creation myth is a spin-off syncretistic work based on the religions aren't isolated from the cultures that surround them, especially ancient ones. And this is, yes, there are multiple versions. This is the multiple version within the Bible itself. God created man out of this earth, and then he planted a garden. Out of there sprung everything, and he created in the middle of the tree of life. And the tree of life doesn't come in until chapter 2. So the first creation myth doesn't even have the fall of man. Man isn't a fallen creature until the rework in when the Yahwists, who so if you dig into how the Bible was formed, there are, if you read the actual Hebrew, in the first 2 chapters, there is a difference in the words for God. In English, it's translated to God, because they knew people would point out that it says Elohim at first, and then switches to Yahweh in chapter 2. So they didn't want that happening, so they took that out and just made it one word. And okay, we got all the way down to this. We're making all the gold of the land, the bdellium, the onyx, and then God took man, put him in the garden, and then God said, "It's not good that the man should be alone. I will make a helper for him." But didn't he already make male and female? And then he asks Adam. He's like, "Hey, bro," and he fuck, marry, kill. Which of these animals? He pretty much does that, and then Adam goes, "No, I don't like any of these." It doesn't say whether he tried them out though, which I think would be a very weird thing if they put that in there. And then he caused to sleep in him, took one of his ribs and closed up his flesh, so that the rib had taken from the man and formed into a woman. And it said, "This is bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman." This is an extra version they stuck in there to put in the idea that women are inferior, so that way they feel better about subjugating them. Because then you have a hierarchy of God creates man, man is created from woman. That is the whole point of that second reiteration of the creation story. That's why you have to be careful about what you believe in, and you need to understand where it comes from and the history of it. Why do I call it history? Because it comes from the Greek word. If you read, go back to the live streams I have where I'm reading what is called R.G. Collings' The Idea of History. The word history actually has nothing to do with his and story. It comes from historia, meaning inquiry and question asking, which is what the Greeks thought about for history, was an inquiry into the past. I'm not a teacher. No, I'm just some random uneducated dude who has YouTube and books. I worked at Amazon. I'm going to be honest, this explains most of why I'm so into this. I worked at Amazon, wore a sock hat, stuck in an audiobook, and listened to an audiobook every single day for about 2 years. I had no idea why people call me sir. I wish I was Tom Cruise, because then I would take myself out of that religion. I feel bad for him. Human manipulation is a huge factor in the Bible. Correct. The people who knew how to read and control the flow of information, this is the holy law, because I am telling you it is. Exactly. It is, I am the arbiter of truth because God has ordained me to tell you what is true and what is false. Instead of, here's what I think, let's work out what the truth is. That's why I don't like religion. I prefer philosophy because it actually is self-editing, and I'm not an atheist. If Christians call me an atheist, atheists say that I'm a theist. I just have weird ideas. I have weird experiences, so I have weird ideas. It was not fun. It was every day I wanted to die. I hadn't felt so suicidal since I was a teenager. Honestly, working at Amazon destroyed my mental health. Boycott Amazon. Fuck Jeff Bezos. He does not care about his employees. He's obsessed with money and himself. I was singing a trick earlier. Oh, the earlier live yesterday was the one where I was singing, in the car. There's a couple. They're okay. I understand that Coldplay gets a lot of hate. But it. Oh, Patricia, yeah, I remember you. What am I then? I am the most annoying type of person there is. A seeker. Someone that doesn't think that it's possible to achieve the ultimate story of truth. Because I don't think that we're actually looking for... Humans aren't looking for meaning. We're not looking for purpose. We're looking for a story. We're looking for ourselves in a story. We're looking for ourselves in a book that can give us an explanation as to why things happen and what's going to happen, so we feel more secure about who we are and our role and what we're supposed to do. Because a lot of times we feel as though we are aimless, purposeless. Oh, hello, baby, you playing? Y'all want to see my cat? Oh, she wants me to turn on the water. You coming up here? Come on. I'm not gonna feed you yet, dude. It's not for like another 3 hours. That's okay. There she is. It's actually my wife's cat, but I became extremely attached. And her name is Shadow. Where do I get my knowledge from? Well, so my knowledge, all knowledge that I have comes from, firstly, from firsthand experience of various sources. So my first source is my own experience of the natural world and my own experience of consciousness. That's where I glean most of my information from for what's going on. Secondary sources, I like to go directly to studies. There's apps that you can find that'll just give you professional, actual papers. And then thirdly, tertiary knowledge, history books, books of science, and then books, audiobooks. So like, it's just the main three things that everybody has, you know, first-hand, second-hand, and third-hand experience. That's where I get all my knowledge from. But where do I get it? I guess you could say, like, as in location. YouTube is a great resource if you want to learn anything. There are lectures. You can watch MIT lectures on psychology. You can watch Robert Sapolsky's lecture on behavioral biology for free. You can learn a lot about archaeology by simply looking up courses on YouTube. LibriVox is also another free source that you can listen to tons of audiobooks. And just put those on in the background when you're doing anything. Oh, I know what you're saying. Problem is I have hair that just does stuff. I can't turn my volume up. Can you clap your hands if I should fall asleep? I'm sorry, I wouldn't know if you went to sleep though. Oh, hello from Switzerland. It's nice to meet someone from Switzerland. I don't know anybody from Switzerland, or I've never met anyone from Switzerland before. Would I study with them about God or any other religion? I would wholeheartedly Black Gamer Rose. I love the discussion of religion. As long as someone is not trying to convince me that their concept is the right one, or that they are the arbiter of truth and they also recognize that neither of us know and that we only have ideas. I love that. I don't like when people try to teach theology, or they try to be like, this is how it is. It's like, dude, I know that you don't know. I know that you're not even that much smarter than me. I watched you park your car. You're not that smart. What is my dream job?
I don't dream of labor, but what I do dream to, what I would like to do with my life is I would like to kind of, I don't know, be a part of a kind of a little community, and you know, help each other, raise our own food together, create art, create stuff, um, help build facilities for people that need housing, help people that are struggling, that are poor. That's what I would really like to. That's my dream job, because like I've done so many different types of jobs. It's no real. I would love to talk. I would love to talk to them, Black Gamer or Gamer Black Rose. Sorry, I messed up the words on that one. See, the problem is I don't like joining anything that's kind of like. I like to be a part of a community of like loose association. I don't like hierarchies. I don't like the idea of the Peace Corps necessarily. I would rather have a loose affiliation of people in my own town that we're helping each other out and we're doing the good for our own community rather than trying to seek out good in other places. Like, yes, that needs to get done, but a lot of times people don't see the pain right in front of them because it makes them feel better about themselves to go on a long journey to be like essentially a missionary. You're making yourself feel better by being like a white savior essentially, and I don't want to be that. I just want to be a decent human being. That's my. If I like to talk about religion, which I don't support any religion. I like to talk about religion as a way to understand people, understand history, and understand cultures, and understand my own psychology because I was raised in the church by a pastor who was very big on early church history and theology. I support people who use the religion as an excuse to do good. If you feel like you have to do good because of your religion, I think that's a great idea. I think there should at least be some kind of like, reason for us to like, oh yeah, let's do some good stuff. Essentially kind of like Amish without all the abuse and weirdness. I would think of it more like the Black Panther community. Think of it more like the hippie movements of the 60s. Think of more of village life. What we had before the creation of the industrial age where everybody flooded to cities because of the factory work that promised higher wages but in the end actually stuck people in tenements, underpaid them, underprotected them. There was no laws for OSHA or anything like that back then. So people flooded to the cities and then got screwed over and stuck there after they left their, oh, you're a pagan, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't, my parents believe I'm a Christian because I tell them I believe in God. So I understand because if they knew exactly what I believed, they would also think I'm going to hell again. So yeah, I understand that. Ms. Raven. What up, V2? What time is it? 4:38. Anyways, so I would love to speak to other people like that know a lot more about me, more than me about religion. See, there is some good in Islam, but there's also some bad, like with Christianity and Judaism, like with Hinduism. The problem is that religious systems aren't created by God. And I'm sorry I know people that believe in these religious systems firmly believe that, but they are not created by God. All the systems are always created by men writing and creating rules and through discussion like we're having right now. That is how dogma is formed. It's formed usually by leaders of a religion in discussion about what they want to shape the people to be like. So there's always, it plays to the faults of that person, their own prejudices. Same thing with like Hindu religion. The caste system is not one that's good, and I don't think it's necessarily even one that's follows necessarily from Hinduism, but it became prominent because of it and became solidified in that. And Andrew Wadsworth says, living entirely for God is impossible. That's what God asked from all of us. I think that what Jesus was an example of. I think it would look like to have every single thought for God. Well, in John, and he's in the temple, and he tells people, he's like, and he quotes the psalmist, and he says, did I not tell you that you are gods? Jesus himself was like, dude, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's right here. It's not an abstract concept. It's the experience of consciousness, of phenomenology itself. That we are all the Son of God, you could say. The part of us that recognizes consciousness, you could say, is the Son of God. And that's what I think he was trying to say. And because he talked about how no one really understood him. And I'm not saying that I understand him. I'm saying this is my interpretation. But he talks about how he spoke in parables because he knew that almost everyone wouldn't hear him. And he's told the disciples, I'm telling you the secrets. And the secrets actually aren't even written in the Gospels. The secrets are not written down. He doesn't tell anybody those secrets in any of them. Luke was not even a disciple, but he somehow was a good historian, I guess, at the time and got sources. And John also wasn't a disciple, but apparently he wrote it down for Peter. Matthew was the only one that was there, and John. But John doesn't even mention his name. He just says the disciple that Jesus loved most. So when you say paganism, which gods and what rituals do you do? Yes, I agree with that. See, I agree with that concept, Andrew. See, I prefer to look at Christianity from a more philosophical idea. I think there's a lot of good stuff that can be gleaned from it. The way that Jesus talked, like when the Pharisees said, what do you think of John? And then Jesus was like, well, what do you think of John? And they're like, oh, shit. And they couldn't answer it. Jesus was a dialectical speaker. Oh, happy birthday, Jennifer. But, yeah, I think of Jesus as a philosopher of a unique order at the time in his area. Definitely someone that people attribute a lot to. Just like Buddha, there are lots of things that people say Buddha said and did that were recorded like 600 years later. It's like, there's no way you knew that, bro. That's made up. That's what they call fuck, I forgot the word for like the lore made up for a religion or a religious figure. Anyways, I digress. Yep, it is potato. I'm gonna switch to the bedroom and start folding laundry while we talk. Oh, sweet, you have one to Hermes? Hell yeah. If you like that kind of pagan work, Raven, I think it would behoove you to check out Chaos Magic. Liber Null is really good. Liber Null and Psychonaut are really good. Oh, is your name's Ezekiel too, Potato Boy? I've wanted to live with Bosmos and leave it all behind because it's funny the theories Jesus did the same thing. Yes, Andrew. I've heard that theory before, or that idea. It's actually there actually were Greek Buddhists around the time of Christ. People seem to forget that we weren't isolated. The world was not isolated. There was tons of trade going back and forth, and ideas spread. And Buddhism is pretty old. And so by the time Jesus was around, it had already traveled. If you look into the Essenes, they are very, very similar to Buddhists. Ooh. Okay. Very interesting, Raven. Try to see if I can set this up somewhere where it won't just fucking fall over. Okay, that's not gonna work.
Oh, that's dope. What up, Ezekiel? That's so fun to see another Ezekiel. Yeah, but it's I think that oh so you've done chaos work um before, Raven? It's a very interesting. See, I prefer to think of religion as a primitive psychology and self help. That's I think it's what it's best used for. Not as a way to divide humans into good or bad people, because that always ends up being I'm a good person. I have an excuse for what I did. You're a bad person despite your excuse. Um, but religion is great if you want to use it as a way to cope. So I think pagan religions, different non structural spiritual beliefs are very interesting, especially ones that are kind of more based on the surrealist movements. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, Raven. Very interesting. Yeah, that's the type of stuff I like to talk about. I don't know. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been pretty fun. I didn't do any of the book reading today, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But I also gotta like, I kind of want to explore a little bit and around the city and like go do some filming maybe, trying to find like some inspiration for a project. I totally understand that, Mr. Andrew Wadsworth. By the way, really cool last name. You say, in my opinion, I feel that God and religion are two different things. To me, religion is a human thing. I agree with that as well. I believe that religion is a way that we construct a structure for ethics, a narrative of creation, and a way of communal interaction and cohesion. Those are some of the things that I think that religion is more or less. But God has nothing to do with religion. God is just used by religion to create those things. Like paganism, due to it being more freeing and not controlled by rules and doctrines. I totally understand that. Because you feel like you what not I'm not going to say how you feel. For me it feels more like but I want to see if this is your experience as well, that without these rules of sin and punishment in hell, you feel more free to actually contact any other spiritual force, so that way you can actually maybe actually get something done and do something better. Uh-huh. Scientology is a great example. Yes, yes, agreed, Wadsworth. You can have a religion without a god. Agreed. Well, even then, sports themselves can be a religion for some people. Political parties are some people's religion. Some people worship their dear leader. It's, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. This is something that's happened throughout history over and over and over again. We keep on going through the same cycles, not because we don't learn, but I think that we have to grow up as a species. The species itself is in a maturing process that takes, because a, um, a species evolves through its individuals, but it doesn't mature as a species until the rest of the population evolves as well. So you can have a small subsection that's evolved and or changed in a different way, maybe matured to suit their environment better, but the rest of the species has to catch up, and that takes way longer. So humanity is in a million couple year process of maturing. Your mom is into the exploration of different religions despite being told strictly conform to Christianity. She's gone now, but I think definitely she had a part in exploring other beliefs. That sounds beautiful. That's wonderful that your mom could share that with you. Um,
the love and the thirst for understanding beyond what you're just told. To quote Timothy Leary, think for yourself, question authority. Think for yourself, question authority. And me too. I love hearing about other people's experiences because it gives me insight into my own experience as well and into how people are, how we are as a species. Because my experience is unique and so is yours. We have similarities in some things that we may encounter and some differences, and I want to compare those. It's like comparing notes with scientists. You know, it's like, ooh, cool. What shit did you learn? Well, I learned this. Well, I learned this. Let's combine it. Let's learn something new out of this. It's what they call Hegelian dialectic. Antithesis, even though he actually didn't come up with this thing at all, I don't know why it keeps on getting attributed to Hegel, but thesis, antithesis, bring them together, create something new. Synthesis, the creation of a new form by the constant recombination of opposites, or not even necessarily opposites, but differences. But yeah, anyways, anybody got any of this stuff? I don't know, I'm kind of running out of shit to rant about at this point. It's not like I have to, I don't know. This is fun. Should probably stop though. I think I'd probably get more done if I wasn't live streaming. But I really enjoyed talking about these types of subjects with people. And especially because like this to me feels like you see that crap that's so annoying where it's like the person that has the sign that says debate me. I don't want to debate anybody. I want to discuss. Discuss with me. Like the Eminem lyric. Everybody seems to want to discuss me, so that must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. Hey! But, close fully is entirely emphasize you. Yeah, I don't know, I express myself a lot through gestures, I guess. But, yeah. I feel like the more that we actually genuinely want to come to an understanding of each other's ideas, we can influence the world in a better way. I think empathy is something that is not exploited. I think empathy is never wasted. I think psychopaths take advantage of natural human empathy. And who are these psychopaths? These are people that will ask you to work a 16-hour day, pay you minimum wage, while they work a 4 and give themselves a $1 million raise. Some people say a man is made out of mud. Whole man's made out of muscle and blood. But that's the weird world we live in now. Empathy is never wasted, even on the psychopaths. Because it's better to do the right thing and suffer the consequences than do the wrong thing and let other people suffer. Why is it better? Because we all have different abilities to bear suffering. Some of us can bear suffering more than others. Some of us are very practiced at it. But when we shield people who are inexperienced with suffering from experiencing more than they deserve, we create an environment where they can grow, they can flourish, and they can help someone else experience less suffering as well. It's the only way to create the feedback loop that actually will improve our world, is to have empathy, to love, to understand, to want to learn about each other, to be curious. Yeah. I don't know. Just thoughts. That's why I like discussing religion. Because religion is filled with these type of questions. How do we treat each other? Where did we come from? What was that weird thing that you experienced? Are ghosts real? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever had a supernatural experience?
what is the supernatural? These are all questions that interplay between religion and philosophy. Philosophy, philosophia, philo meaning love, Sophia, which is a beautiful name, means wisdom. And to love wisdom is to ask questions. But religion, many religions can be wonderful if they allow questions to be asked and not to be dogmatic in their thinking. Well, I'm sorry, Wild Western. I hope you. I would love to hear some of your experiences, Raven, at some point. It'd be nice to actually do like a live stream with someone, like not like a podcast, but kind of like a discussion. I'd love to get someone way more learned than me. There's a philosopher that is on YouTube. I commented on one of his shorts. I really hope that he will take the time to read that and respond and actually talk with me, because I would love to have this type of discussion. He was talking about Goethe's Faust. If I can only remember his name. But brilliant guy. I'm subscribed to his stuff. Oh, you do tarot? I do tarot as well. I love tarot. I have the Rider-Waite deck and the Crowley Thoth deck. I have no idea how to fold women's clothes. I think I'm doing it wrong. But at least I'm doing it. Can an alien become a ghost? See, that's it. See, that's a good question. Do aliens have souls? If where do aliens fit in the Bible? Do they just become relegated to angels and demons? Although they don't look anything like, and the experiences that modern humans have of these entities, or report that they have of these entities, is quite different from ancient reports of those type of experiences. Both. You gotta mix it up. Stew cats. You gotta never let them see you coming. Open up the window. Let some light from my freaking plant. Oh, the rainbows. Yeah. Light now. Probably gonna have to leave soon. Haven't used tarot in a while due to only being able to do it with my grandma and my grandma's, because my dad would kick my ass. Yeah, understandable. Surprised he hasn't found the shrines yet. Yeah, be careful, man. If you're still living with your parents, I understand expressing yourself and being a religion, but don't make your life any worse for beliefs, because this is all the stuff that we're into, that we love, that we believe. It's only an approximation of a model. Don't hold on to it. Don't be too attached to it. If it makes your life worse, give it up. If it enhances your life, do it, but be careful. Yeah. I think it's funny, the weird stuff people put online. It's like, you do realize that this is recorded, right? You do realize everything you put online is permanent. I've done some pretty stupid fucking stuff and put it online. I regret it, and I think it was dumb and cringy of me. But I was young and stupid and under bad influence. What's my job? Right now I just work at a grocery store. I'm just some guy. I'm just a dude. Just a guy that having a weird experience of life. That's awesome. I'm glad that you can do what you can without letting it shit hit the fan. I know what those kind of discussions can turn into, and the fights that can come out of it. So, yeah, I don't wish those upon anyone. Yeah, exactly. Oh, my favorite type of dinosaur. Okay, good question.
Sorry, you sent me on a loop. I don't know. Because, so I can see it in my head. I don't know the name of it. It's the one that has the thagomizer on the end of its tail. The one with the plates on its back that stick up. That are like diamond-shaped ones. I can't remember the name. I'm blanking out on it at the moment. But the tail end where it has the spikes at the end, it's called the thagomizer from Far Side. When they actually are the person that came up with the name for it and ended up getting used by the scientific community. Oh, I made a little bit of money off my art, but no. Stegosaurus, thank you for giving me Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I made a little bit, but not enough to live off of. Technoblade never dies. I don't know what that means. I'm doing good, Mayan. Well, I spent a lot. Okay, how I sold my art is how I would not how I would do it again. I did a lot of what they tell you on social media is how to sell art, which is make a social media, create a brand, start messaging people, and yada yada yada. Get yourself into galleries, all that stuff. But basically, you just become super fucking annoying to all your friends and family and everybody else, and no one wants to see that from an artist. And I hate that too. It made me hate being an artist, made me hate doing art. And I spent more time on social media trying to sell what I had made than actually making art, so I stopped doing that. I don't. If someone wants to buy one of my pieces of art, they can just tell me how much they want to pay for it, and fucking send me money. But I don't do that anymore because there's no point. I don't make art for money anymore. If like you want it, I don't care. I'll just give it to you. Just pay for the shipping. Because like, art isn't about money. It's about giving your piece of self to other people. Oh shit, my dad's calling. So I'm gonna talk. How do I end this? Here we go. Peace out, y'all.